Hello, peeps. This is a hillbilly halfwit. Yeah, I still got a bit of a problem with the microphone, but don't worry, that'll be sorted soon. Um, we are going to talk about what you're going to do with your voting in Wales and all over the UK today. So before I carry on, please comment, rate, and subscribe to help me get this news out there to people and share this stuff out there because, as you know, YouTube is trying to make the algorithm not get my vids. So here we go. Let's carry on. Now, what's happening before long is we're going to be in an election, and we need to remember your vote is a weapon. I've always used my vote as a weapon to use against the establishment, whoever is there. In England, you might want to use it against the Conservatives. In Wales, you might want to use it against Labour. In Scotland, you might want to use it against the SNP or whatever. I'm of no party. I believe if somebody's trying to tread on you, you need to sort it out by using your vote in the correct way. Now look at this here now. Like I said, unity. If you're going to vote, if somebody's trying to step on you, you need to start voting against them. Everywhere in the UK and the Western world, this is basically what we're being told. They want to tax us more. The TV told me that if I eat bugs and enslave myself on behalf of the ruling 1%, that the weather will be gooder. Well, that is basically, we are being told by all parties, this is what's going to happen. Now, look at this. Look at this. Wales is 0.1% of the world's carbon emissions. Why would you coerce farmers to plant more trees? There's a bigger agenda going on. We all know there is. Look at that there. I always put this, I think there's about 220 or 250 countries in the world doing whatever the hell they want. And imagine there was 250 smokers in a room and you're in there for all of your life and you're all going to get cancer, and you charge the one bloke in there 3 times as much to just stand in the room and not smoke. You're still going to get cancer. That's the way I look at it. It's a stupid thing to do. So let's go. This guy started it all in Wales. He got power went to his head and he went crazy during the pandemic. We all know that. They don't like to deny it, but they have. They've been in for 20 years and that's what happened. They decided to push us all in to do it. Like the video I put before, they don't believe in the individual. They believe in the population forcing people to do stuff. That's what they believe in. They believe in using the population against the individual. Now, thankfully, he's gone, but the same people are there. The 10% rise in council tax on the poor to pay a 4.8 billion climate budget that nobody wants. So vote against them. Here he is again. 20 mile an hour came in for the only reason, is like I told you before, they want to use the population that they control to force the rest of us into submission. That's what it's all about. And now they've realised they're really in deep doo-doo. They're trying to overturn it. But don't be fooled, because they're not going to. As soon as they're voted back in, they'll do the same thing again. So use your vote as a weapon to remove this lot and teach them a lesson. Teach them a lesson. There he is, look. There he is. Worst leader Wales has ever had. We're like a testing ground for the civil service at the moment. Remember, he was at the head of the civil service. Never done a proper job in his life. Never got his hands dirty. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that's what's happened in Wales. In England, it's a different matter. I just think this is shambolic, the Conservative government in England. Wales is a different matter. The power corrupts them all in Wales because they've realised they can keep themselves in permanent power by sticking this 3 parties against everybody else. Same people have been there for 20 years. You look at the past photos, they only die off and they put another one in. In the UK, it's actually incompetency. They could solve the problems there if they tried to, but they are incompetent there. Now this is what's happening in the Western world, and they're all in on it. Team World. They have decided that we are all going to bow to their rules of net zero. And that's it. So they've got people in all parties pushing this agenda. So whoever you vote in, you can't get out of it. And the only way to win on this is to vote them out and vote for the opposite party to put them in or independents. The only way. But I have to be honest with you. If you're going to vote for reform, you're all going to have to vote for reform or you ain't going to do anything. In Wales, certainly, the only way to get the Labour out is to vote for Conservatives. And I say that through gritted teeth. Because that is the reality of the situation. And if you vote for Labour because your granny or granddad did, you're going to have them in again. This is what they're afraid of. They're afraid of people using their votes properly. So they set half the population against you to try and force you into submission, to force the individual thinkers. Now remember, you can walk away and you can use your vote in any way. I'm not telling anybody how to vote, but remember to think hard about it and use it properly. And this is what is happening. This is an inclusive society, and we feel you are talking. And if we feel you are talking, thinking, or behaving in a non-inclusive way, you will be excluded. That's what's happening in Wales and the UK, especially in Wales. They want to force us to do stuff, whether we like it or not. So this is the new leader. I've actually gave him a chance, but after reading these few things that's happened now lately, where with that money, where he was in charge of the Welsh National Bank that lent that guy 400,000, and then the guy gave him 200,000 for his campaign allegedly. I'm thinking, oh my God, what have we got ourselves into? More crooks. Allegedly, firm that bankrolled Vaughan Gethin's campaign received 400k in loans of public money. Welsh Labour manifesto, this was last time. We will also motivate people away from private car use through demand management. The Wales Transport Strategy includes a commitment to develop a national road user charging framework. Further work will be undertaken to develop a fair, equitable road user charging framework, including how local authorities can borrow against these future revenue streams. To fund transport improvements and also other alternatives such as workplace car parking levies and road space reallocation. That is what you voted for last time if you voted Welsh Labour. Do not vote for them lot again. They are scared. They are scared of this 20 mile an hour thing. They're scared of it now. They realise they've made a cock up. These two, the guy on the left was a big guy in a think tank, as I showed you. He was in charge of Sustands. Then he came Road Transport Minister of Wales, pushed in 20 miles an hour limit. That's been turned over. This guy on the right, you know who he is. And what more can I say about him? I said at the start, absolute power-hungry freak. He hates the other half of the population. And that guy there. This is our new Welsh Farming Minister. No plans to pause new farm subsidy scheme. Nothing. Nothing is going to change. They are going to push this through, and that is that. So if you're a farmer and you vote for Welsh Labour, you need your head seen to. This is the new Transport of Wales guy, Ken Skates. And as you saw, I looked into him yesterday. He was working for the Active Travel Board, which is Sustrans. So our new road minister, his previous job was in Sustrans like the one before. It's unbelievable. We are in a fixed system in Wales. They are not going to overturn the 20 mile an hour system, and that's it. Even my dog is gone pissed off. This is in Scotland. And this is what's happened in Scotland. Fraud. Absolute fraud. We all know it is. As soon as they got into power, power-hungry nutters. That's what's going on. So he's been had for fraud. He's been arrested for embezzling £500,000 of Scottish SNP funds. She knew all about it, and she's pretending she didn't. And she, as well as Drakeford, she destroyed all her messages during the pandemic when they realised what was going on. This was the Cabinet Secretary for Net Zero, completely changed their mind because she didn't meet all the targets, so they removed all the targets in Scotland. Don't vote for him. Look at this guy. Ryanair boss Michael O'Leary has slammed pensioners who voted for Brexit as he suggests it would be a good thing when they die. Don't go on their planes. He's an arse. This is what it's all about, people. You've got a false god on the left. You've got her in the middle. See what's happened with her now. Power went to her head, embezzling money again, allegedly. It's all a big act. It's all a big act. Keir Starmer backs review after Gethin campaigned Ocean's controversy. Well, as we've seen, since that's come out now, it's found out that Gethin on the left allegedly gave 400,000 while he was a minister in charge of that Bank of Wales to the guy that gave him 200,000 for his campaign. So I wouldn't be too sure if Starmer will drop him now. Here's a quote from Bug's Life. You let one ant stand up to us and they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us by 100 to 1. And if we ever let them figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food, it's about keeping those ants in line. This is what is going on. These people are basically deciding policy in England and Wales, Monbiot, the lot of them. They are deciding policy. And they've got their head in both of the two main parties. They got in the Greens and everything. We have an educated nut jobs. This is a guy, Alexander Bryce, I told you, in charge of Sustrans. They want to force you to do what they want. Force you to their will. And we can't vote them in or vote them out. These are Sustrans in Wales, the same. That lady on the bottom right is one of the leaders in Wales. They all want to take away your freedoms. 15-minute cities, you can see there. They deny it, but it's in their own meetings. This was the lady who was pretending to be a mother cycling to school, and we found out that she was working for Sustrans and was an executive, getting 100 grand. Remember Wilfie Smith? Now, I've said this before, power to the people. I think Wilfie Smith now would be in the middle where we are. And he's looking left and right thinking they don't really talk for me at all. This is how I feel now at the moment. Sod a lot of them. Power to the people. Please comment, rate and subscribe and use that vote for good. Do not use it to get them in like your grandfather or granny did. Ta-da!